Hey, welcome back. Another day, another vlog. Well, it's Thursday, but it's sort of Thursday, Friday. There won't be a show tomorrow. I have to drive to Brisbane. We're doing the final cleanup and touches on our house for sale. And yeah, we're fully homeless. Crazy, isn't it? Still haven't found one to move into, but we're working on it. We'll get there. We've come very close, so not far away, I don't think. But yeah, so my apologies. Won't be a show tomorrow, but if you are a subscriber, if you haven't subscribed, try it anyway. You'll get the notifications. You'll notice I've already put the premiere up for the new video. Super pumped to come up really well. The photos look amazing. I hope I've done it justice. That's all I sort of was concerned about. Elephant Rocks, Greens Pool, beautiful pier and wall pole, some gorgeous carry trees on the drive, 90 foot high, ridiculous, these beautiful old 300-year-old trees. So I tried to get as much. It was a bit of a travel day, and then was supposed to be an astro shoot. That's what I went out for, and I didn't get anything. And it ended up that whole 3 weeks I couldn't get any astro because it rained and was overcast and pretty miserable or just cloudy, I guess, for the whole trip. So, and I only had about 2 spots where I could get it, where the moon wasn't up to destroy the astro. And it was one of those ones I guess you just can't have everything you want. And I got everything I wanted in every other area. So it was perfect for daytime shooting. And you'll see that in some of these photos, beautiful big clouds in the background. It gives a photo a really nice structure and depth when you've got gorgeous cloud structures in the sky instead of just bright blue. I guess it could be worse. It could be just haze and toxic pollution like they have in China, but yeah, amazing anyway. So the video came up really good. Friday tomorrow night, I think I had it set at 8:30 p.m. I've got it there as a premiere. I'll probably be on my mobile phone, so watching it. So give us a buzz if you're going to come along and watch it. If you want to ask any questions, ask away. Always happy to help. So yeah, it took me longer than I thought, but it was a massive, massive video. A huge day. As I said, 500 plus photos. I had to trim it down to where we got to, and I'm pretty happy with what I got to show to you guys. So I hope you enjoy it. Now on to a little bit about Printful. As I said to you, we've changed over, gone from Teespring now. I'm using Printful for these. We've got these really nice shirts. You've seen the hoodie as well. I've got the hoodie there. Got the new logo, or the logo on there. It's a lot cheaper, a lot better in all aspects. What I failed to mention to you guys, well, maybe you guys are creators or starting out, or you've got projects or anything you want to do, or you've got a website that you do something with, why don't you check out Printful? From what I've seen, they've done pretty well for me. It was pretty easy to set up, and adding stuff to the carts and setting up the whole experience. It even linked to my Squarespace, so you've got that ability. It was pretty easy to link that up. So I thought down below there'll be a link if you, for whatever reason, want to start your own store, start your own clothing range. You've got an idea in your head. Printful's there. Go check them out. An option for you. Give it a crack. It's like an affiliate link, so if you do end up doing something with it, no pressure, no stress. If you do something with it and you do okay, well then I might get a little bit of a kickback here and there. I think for 6 months, or something like that. I get a little bit, so nothing major, but I thought I'd chuck it out to you. If you are looking for an option to do your merch stuff, well, I'm pretty happy with how they've come out with these so far. I've got to order some more stuff to show you, but yeah, definitely go check them out. Links below, shoot through that link and that'll take you straight to Printful and explain the whole process. They've got a pretty easy way to explain it. They're actually really good how they've set it up, so I was pretty impressed. So definitely wanted to check it out for you. Now, the news. As I said, won't be one tomorrow, so try to fit as much in as I could. Some couple of big ones here. The RF versions from Canon, over from Canon rumours. We'll get straight into the Canon stuff. There's a bit there. They're going to release the RF versions of the 300, 2.8 and 500 new models in RF. They haven't come out since, I think 2011 was the last time they did an update for Series 2, I think it was. So yeah, now they're going to come out finally in RF 2022 early, so another probably 9 months for those guys waiting for those lenses. Been a long time between drinks, so that should be pretty good to see them come out. So they'll be pretty nice lenses. A lot of stuff coming out lens-wise from Canon over the next, I guess, 12 months. So big stuff there. Now, also over from Canon, some news that dropped this morning. First leaked images of the 100mm macro lens that we've been talking about, that 2.8 lens. Go over to Canon Rumours, you can get your images. You would have seen it on the thumbnail. Some interesting stuff about it. You can see 4 different, on your lens switch, you normally have like your autofocus on, manual focus, those sort of things, stabilization on, off, normal ones. Well, there's another switch and then there's a dial. So first of all, the dial says SA and it's got a plus and a minus. Now, Canon Rumours don't know what it was. There was some conjecture in the comments about it possibly being aberration control or some sort of fine adjustment for your macro stuff, so you can just move the lens in small little increments so you can get focus stacking sort of perfect. That was sort of the general consensus in the comments. No one's really 100% positive, I guess. Once they release it, we'll know exactly what it is, but something different. It is a control ring, so it'll be full digital. But yeah, plus and minus and an SA on it, so something different, something we haven't seen before in any Canons. Is it? We're assuming it's probably something specific towards the macro lens attributes. So pretty interesting, very cool. Also, another switch. You've got 4 different macro modes, so you can go from full size to, I think it's 1.5, blah blah, 2.5, such like that. So you can adjust that on the lens on the fly. So that's pretty cool. Normally, you can get adapters and stuff. As far as I know, and I'm not a massive macro guru, but you generally can't just swap and change it by just clicking a button on your lens. So I thought that was pretty cool. So look, that lens is a photo, fully legit photos of it. Obviously, they're saying this month now for the release for those 3 lenses we talked about. Won't be long, hopefully in the next week before I go fishing, so I can actually tell you about it. Always the way, isn't it? Anyway, you get that. So very, very cool. Now, also from Canon, through our friends over in Russia, a new Canon camera has been found getting registered over there. Obviously, it's all in Russian. There's just a model number, no specifics what it was. It's sort of similar to the registration number for Russia when the 1DX Mark III came out. Not exactly 100%, along the same sort of lines. We may be getting any sort of body, I guess, before July. Canon Rumours is speculating. So we've got a new body coming before the half of the year, for mid-year. So that's pretty cool. Wonder what it is. Yeah, very cool. Maybe it might be that high megapixel R5S that we've been talking about for 6 months. That might be finally here, or is it going to be the R1? Who knows? Excitement, a new body, a new camera, something to talk about and dissect and abuse and swap and change, and 50,000 YouTubers do videos about and say how good it is, how crap it is. And 90% of us can't afford it. So that's what it'll give us something to do anyway, something to talk about. But yeah, so a lot happening over on Canon. Now also OnePlus Watch release, pretty interesting one, this one. Checked Lou later over on Unboxing. He did the full unbox of it. Pretty cool looking watch. Similar sort of a strap to the Apple rubber band. So it's got the tang with a hole, feeds through with the pin. So very similar, rubberized, sort of flexible dose. It is a round face on the OnePlus, and it's a big chunky. Looks like a fairly. It's going to be, I'd say, around a 50mm or at least 48mm sort of size. So definitely got a bit of girth to it. Very cool. Now some specs on it, and it's pretty interesting. This not available in Australia, as with all OnePlus products at the moment. They are saying they're working on get to Australia, but yeah, for their cost price, they're gonna blow people out of the water if they do come, because this is ridiculous. Now listen to this watch. Now this is a Series 3, I think I got it on special on eBay for like $229. They're about $400 new. If this is a OnePlus watch, probably on a similar level as the Series 3. So this thing's got, they're saying 14-day battery, up to 14 days. So at least a week's worth of battery Lou was talking about. You got 3 colors, black, gold, or black, white, and gold. Obviously, it's a round watch that we talked about. It's got all the normal heart rate sensors, all those other stuff, but it's also got a blood oxygen sensor. If you're into that health craze, nuffy stuff, or you've got some conditions you need to keep an eye on, it's also got that blood oxygen sensor. It's obviously got the big, large dial. It is a big, thick. If you've got a big arm, or if you're a bloke and you like big watches, this is gonna stand out and pop. So a big watch. 4 GB of storage for music, brilliant. That's basically the best use of these mobile watches that I've found. 20 minutes of charging will get you 7 days of battery life. That's insane. 20 minutes, that's huge. 1.4 inch AMOLED display, stainless steel. Now my stainless steel Series 1 Apple Watch was $1,000. This thing's stainless. I haven't got the price yet. It's only 76 grams. It's got a 402 milliamp battery, IP68, so fully waterproof. Now, only one thing I did see in there was a bit of a negative, 0 to 35 degrees Celsius, which is going to be tricky in Australia because we're constantly plus 40 degrees. If you are going to a hot area, is this going to switch off all the time or shut itself down to overheating? So that may be a bit tricky for Oz and places like Death Valley and all those sort of spaces. So a little bit interested to that. Android 6 and up, no iOS. So it's not going to work with the Apple stuff. So this is probably one for the Android. Now I'm going to get to the best feature of the whole lot. You get all that, which is easily as good as the Series 3, if not as good as the Series 5. Maybe not the 6, but the Series 5. $160 US. Get the hell out of town. That's ridiculous. That is literally $200 Australian. That is crazy. OnePlus knocked it out of the park. The amount of quality and features you get for that price is insane. That's got to put some heat on Apple. Apple are just charging so much money for these watches. That's actually like a great price. Even if you just wanted to watch and run your music on it, I guess you could just buy it and use that for your sports watch and not connect it to whatever else. But pretty wild, $160 US. That's amazing. Great job to OnePlus. And it looks pretty flash. So definitely, if you're an Android user, definitely go check that one out. Now, GMC, that electric Hummer has finally dropped, and it is a beauty. Some big stats on it. You can actually go register now to lock it in and pre-order. The first edition has gone completely. That's sold out. Now the big problem with that is the first edition comes out later this year. The 3X, there's 4 models. There's the edition 1, which is sold out. There's the 3X, there's the 2X, and then there's the 2. Now the 3X, which is the only one, the next higher up avail, that's the 3-motor version. That's going to not release till 2022. The 2X doesn't release till 23, and the 2 won't release till 2024. Yeah, that's a long way between drinks. So anyone that got on that first edition, now that first edition was $112,000 US. So just be aware of that. But that was the full fruit, everything in it, basically the whole works. 1,000 horsepower, the everything you could want was in the first edition. $112,000 US to buy the car. All gone, sold out. So they've already probably achieved more than what they thought they would, and it's looking pretty good. Now there's an SUV and there's a Ute. The SUV looks really nice. It looks very Toyota FJ, that little sort of SUV, like very similar to that in the Hummer size. What are you going to get? Well, basic engine. If you go to the next one up, the 3X, 830 horsepower, 11,500 feet of torque. I can't even speak. 11,500 foot-pound of torque. There you go. I've got my English back normal. 300 plus mile range. You can up that up with some accessories. That'll go up to 350 miles with the Ute. It's 300 miles for the SUV. 0 to 60 time, 3.5 seconds. So that is hooting for a SUV or a Ute. So that's flying. On the SUV, it's got infinity roof sky panels. So it's basically like a Targa roof setup, but they're all clear. So you can pop them off, run free, much like the Jeep Renegade or whatever it was, that new Jeep that you can pull everything off. Very similar in that regard. Super Cruise, so autonomous driving, hands-free. You can that's a subscription service. So on long highway drives, basically, I don't think it'll let you do it around the suburbs, but if you're doing the long highways and certain highways, basically you can just take your hands off and satellites and GPS will just drive the car for you. You can just kick back and have a snooze if you're game. It's got crab walk, diagonal, that diagonal move, much like I guess the Rivian can do pretty much all that sort of stuff and does the full spin around. This will do the crab walk diagonal. It won't do the full spin, the tank spin, but it does have that diagonal. Great for parking or tight areas when you're forward driving and off-roading. Extract model, which is an accessory as well, that gives you, you can hit a button and get 6 inches of lift on the car, which is pretty darn insane. Very handy, very cool for the four-wheel drive guys. Power swing gate on the back of the SUV, and it's also got ultra vision. We've seen cameras around the car. You can now get a sort of full view of the car. Some Nissan stuff does bits and pieces, Porsche and Volkswagen have been playing with that. Well, these guys have now put cameras underneath the car, so when you're crawling across those rocks and you're just not sure, you don't want to rip out your transmission or smash your diff completely, well, you can go to your underbody camera and it's going to give you vision of where those rocks are. You can just crawl around and adjust your driving to get around those sharp rocks or anything, avoiding a bit of damage, which is probably save you thousands of dollars, so pretty darn cool. Good idea, I think, for four-wheel drives. As I said, SUV Ute versions available, 2 options, 35-inch tyres, so massive big tyres on it, 14 speaker Bose system, so sound's not a problem there. Now it's got a 800 on the electrical side, it's got an 800 volt DC fast charge on the pickup, and a little bit less on the SUV, so just not as quick on the SUV. 100 miles from 10 minutes of charging, so that's pretty darn cool. As I said, with the Ute, 350 range for the Ute, 300 with the SUV on the standard bodies. It's got regen brake system. Now the base starts, now the base one's the one that's coming out in 2024. That's starting at 80,000 US, and then you come up to the SX3 or the 3X, which is $100,000. Now, if you want that extra batteries and up to 350 miles and the lift and all that, basically you're going to be looking at 112,000. It's just not going to have the first edition stickers and swag on it. You'll go from 100,000 to the top of range, add on your accessories, add on another 12 grand US. So, yeah. Basically, you're looking at 200,000 plus in Australia for the top of the range and probably about 150,000 Australian minimum to get in the door. So I think this is going to sell pretty well. Obviously, from that first edition go on Bunter, they've done really well and they're pretty excited. It looks pretty good. Interior, very Hummerish. It's very square, sort of plastically, I guess. Doesn't look like a Mercedes. It's not a Mercedes. It's an off-road. Hopefully it's robust and got stuff there like waterproof fabrics and stuff, so you can get in and out wet from the mud and all that sort of stuff. Hopefully they're smart enough on that. I'm not sure if there's a luxury option. It looks like there's a pretty minimal interior option package that you can get. There's no leather seats or anything like that. It's pretty much, it's there for off-road. SUV, maybe they may come down the road and give us some optional packs if they start selling well, where you can get a lever if you're just going to drive around the city and get on-highway tyres instead of the four-wheel drive tyres or dual-purpose tyres or something like that. But very, very cool. Great to see them announce it, fully locked in and loaded. As I said, it's $100 down. You can register it. if you're in the States and you're listening or watching, go buy yourself an electric Hummer. The Hummers are coming back. Look out. Electric vehicles going bunter in 2021. They're here, they're there, they're everywhere. Everyone's doing them. Everyone's on the bandwagon. Yeah, I think I said it last year. The petrol engine is dying. It's not going to be long, and we're going to be just talking about petrol engines as a past tense. Yeah, very interesting times. Rightio. Well, don't forget the premiere tomorrow night. Day 5, Greens Pool. Some just ridiculous Elephant Rocks footage and photos. I hope you love them as much as I did, and I will see you all again on Monday. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for stopping by once again. Whether you're going this way, that way, I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace.